Hi, this is Bill Kearns from Blue Kernel IT. This video is about the fundamentals of CSS. These things have been out for a long time. It's good things to know as far as web design, things you start with. Here's a project I've made. Usually when you start a website, you download a template or you have something to work with. If you don't, it's good to have a template to work with. So this project, I just have one ASPX file with some standard HTML. So this HTML could go on any HTML page or ASPX page. And then I have my separate site.css. So what I've done is just created a bunch of divs. So that's a block content div, and labeled, just put the text of the class that I'm using that pertains to the CSS file. So that class 11 was this class 11. So how this page looks, here it is in Safari. You can really do a lot. I use the background colors, anything. This could become a logo. I could delete what I needed, add what I needed to, but change these sizes. The whole thing is set to stretch, so that that's pretty handy to start with. It's a good starting template. So as far as the fundamental CSS properties, you'd be concerned with top left, bottom, and right, along with the position element is very, very important here. This position fixed belongs to element 12. The other two important ones are the position value of relative or the position value of absolute. So something absolutely positioned would be that its position within the HTML tree. If you notice here, the breadcrumbs of HTML help dictate where it lands on the page, so that its container would inherit properties from its container, such as its width, height, etc. Something relatively positioned would be as if, say, class 13 were styled to be relatively positioned. It wouldn't matter that it's at this spot in the HTML tree. It would be taken out of that document flow and have its properties set so that it's set wherever you needed it to on the page. It's hard to explain, but those are the fundamental things about CSS. So my CSS, I like to use classes, which is where you use a dot. You can also add other properties I'll explain in a different video, or actually rules as they are, so that you can select by element type or an element's children of a certain class, or etc. So here down the road I have a project which I redid my home site. So here's the intermediate page. I deleted what I needed to. Here's an element selector. I deleted what I needed to and added some basic content. And here is a picture of that page. This is in Firefox. Notice I test as I develop in all four major browsers. So there's Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Safari. Here I have a dummy logo and two divs next to each other. There's margin border padding, so here's an example of a margin. Margin is where nothing would land in the margin. Border would be this black border. This is border top and border bottom of class 11 for this div. And padding would be within the element, how far you want the content to be spaced. So this area here is an example of padding. So basically those fundamentals. So I went from this page to my home page here, which is where it is now. That's the flow of design that I use for CSS and HTML for website layout. So I'll have another video on CSS3, but thanks for your time.